matchup. And I'm going to say it is the most important, potentially most exciting preseason game we have ever had. Now, why is that? Ravens, Panthers, what are you talking about? Are you familiar with this? Are you aware of this? Do you know that the Baltimore Ravens have won 18 preseason games in a row? I said 18. This streak dates back to August 11, 2016, our first summer as a show on Good Morning Football, over 1,800 days. It's an incredible thing that John Harbaugh and his staff and that entire franchise have done. And I want to appreciate it because in order for you guys to see how truly incredible that feat is, 18 in a row, let's take a look back at this historic run in all its glory. But before we get to the streak, when's the last time the Baltimore Ravens lost a preseason game? Let's get into it. 2015, it's against the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Schaub started for the Ravens in this game. Was less than a minute left, and the Falcons down. That's Bryn Renner, who throws the touchdown pass to Daniel Brown. Bryn Renner, undrafted out of UNC, a former Arizona Rattler. Daniel Brown, undrafted out of James Madison. Renner, currently the quarterback's coach at FIU. They have a clutch touchdown. Now, Bryn Renner's going to have to go for two because they're down 20-19. Come on, Bryn. Do it for the Tar Heels. Do it for Michael Jordan. No, it's incomplete. The Ravens lose. Nobody cares. Oh, well, no big deal. They have not lost a preseason game since. So let's get into this. It goes to this weekend. This is the streak. Win number one. It all started all the way back in August of 2016. That's Ravens quarterback Ryan Mallett to Javorius Allen, who's going to score, give him a 14-10 lead.
Buck Allen.
Buck Allen, Peter. He scores. Ryan Mallett, of course, went on to move on. He's a high school coach now in Arkansas, played in the spring league as recently as last year. Ravens win. That's win number one. Win number two, 2016, the very next week, the Colts had scored a touchdown to take an 18-17 lead. But now look at this. Anthony Levine, still with the Ravens, intercepts a two-point conversion to run it all the way back for what would become the winning points. This is the difference. This is why the streak is alive, because he ran a two-point conversion back after he intercepted Stephen Morris. Wow. 19-18 Ravens. Yes! Wow. There's Levine still with the Ravens, entering his 10th season. All right.
Special teams captain.
Special teams captain. He's got the C on his chest. Let's go to win number 5. August 2017, late third quarter. Leading 13-3. Former Navy quarterback Keenan Reynolds is going to return a punt for the Ravens. A beautiful play, 46-yard punt return. 2 years ago, Reynolds was a college football analyst on CBS Sports Network. Last year, he was with the XFL Seattle Dragons. Very next play, that's Josh Woodrum throwing a pass to Tim White. Josh Woodrum, undrafted out of Liberty. We got a touchdown. Look at him, ahead of the times. We're in number 1. They win. Hall of Fame game, week 1 of the preseason 2018.
You were there.
This was a scare. You're right, we were there. Less than 3 minutes left. Tyler Bray throws a touchdown to Tanner Gentry. Bears trail 17-16. Matt Nagy's making his coaching debut. He says, let's go for 2. Let's go for the win. Look out, Tyler Bray, the Braymaker. McMahon's number 9, incomplete. Ravens win.
Lamar's first time ever on an NFL field.
Absolutely right, Peter. When the streak started, Lamar had not made his college debut yet.
What?
But who do we have here? It's true. Who do we have here for win number 12? We got DeLance Turner out of Alcorn State. We love seeing a guy out of Alcorn. It reminds us of the late Steve McNair. This is DeLance Turner. The Ravens were down in this game. They go on a 24-0 run. He played one season for the Ravens and Dolphins, also played in the spring league earlier this year. And look at Lamar on the handoff. Win number 17 now, 2019. The Ravens trailed only once the entire preseason, and then Trace McSorley uncorked one to Jaleel Scott. Jaleel Scott, a 4th-round guy to New Mexico State, was with the Adam Gase Jets last year. Makes a nice catch. Looks like Jacoby Jones out there. It is not. So that's 17 wins in a row. There was no preseason in 2020. They would have won all the games. But bringing it to the streak up to date, last week, under 7 minutes in the 4th quarter, guys, Tyler Huntley with a 7-yard touchdown run to take the lead. 15-14. They would add the 2-point conversion. This is the guy we saw just a week ago, Tyler Huntley, who does the flip. And look on the side. Look at the MVP. He knows. It has nothing to do with Huntley. He knows the streak is alive. He was at Louisville. Now, here they are. All the way back to week 1. Some of them are really close. Sometimes in these preseason games, you say, screw it, I don't really care.
Yeah.
They do care. Win, win, win. Next screen, all the way to 2017. Win, 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 win. They don't lose these games. So put this in a historical perspective. Say an 18-game preseason. It brings us to this weekend. It's Ravens at Panthers. The Panthers are the same team they started this streak against. And if they win, this is going to go a crazy place, you guys, I promise. If they win, the Ravens will have won 19 preseason games in a row. So you're like, what is the record? According to NFL lore, and we have to kind of put it that way because the bookkeeping wasn't so tight back in the day. There's only one team who has had a longer streak of preseason wins in this unofficial shadowy stat. Who is the coach of that team who has accomplished something greater than what John Harbaugh is doing? Take a look. Who could it have been? Is it some guy who was a fly-by-night? No, Vince Lombardi is the only guy. Look at him. There he's being carried off.
After the preseason.
That was the 19th preseason win. It was very cold in August in Green Bay that day, but they carried him off the field. Listen, according to legend, between 1959 and 1962, Lombardi's Packers won 19 preseason games in a row, and he drew them all up on the chalkboard.
Look at that.
So what that means, guys, if the Ravens win against the Panthers in what you think is a forgettable Week 2 preseason game, they'll have tied the unofficial record, giving them a chance to beat Lombardi's Packers in the preseason finale the following week. I think it is incredible. I do not think it's cute or insignificant. I think it has to do with their front office and their head coach and the locker room mentality. You see these preseason games, at the end, they always want to win, the Ravens, and they do. So I don't know why this is not talked about more, but I throw it to the table. Instant gut reaction. They've won 18 preseason games in a row. Is this the most under-discussed feat in the NFL?
It might be. I mean, the fact that the Buccaneers didn't have a kickoff return for the first 30 years of their existence for a touchdown is always something fun. You said a stat. Let's reiterate one more time. Lamar Jackson not only had never played for the Baltimore Ravens, had never played a college football game.
He was at Louisville, had not debuted yet as the starter for Louisville when the streak started. And now he's on the sideline cheering for 18 in a row. It's crazy. Kay, what do you think?
I think I needed to see this segment because I heard this on the Around the NFL podcast. They brought it up, the streak, and I was like, yeah, let's talk depth charts here. You brought it up and gave context of how incredible it is, and I'm so here for I'm rooting for the Ravens tonight.
Let's go.
It's unbelievable information, stuff that you can't believe that you didn't know this was going on. And I'm just curious, if they win this game, I mean, do we have to, like, create a new Lombardi trophy?
It's a great question. The Lombardi preseason trophy.
To your point, I think you got to go to Ozzie Newsome and DaCosta, the GMs, for how they built the roster. Because to win a preseason game, your third team's players have to be good. And the amount of two-point conversions.
It's true. It's a lot of two-point conversions. I have a take on this that's a little bit spicy, all right?
Let's go.
We saw the New England Patriots win 18 in a row.
You going Lions with me?
Until Sean Steen beat them, all right? Isn't it in a way more impressive to do this? The Patriots won those games because they had the best quarterback and the best coach and the best receiver every single week. They put them out and they just trampled everybody. The Ravens have done this with God knows who, this ragtag bunch of players in here, and they still have won 18 in a row. Am I absolutely crazy for saying it's that impressive? Anybody?
No.
Sean, you beat the 18-0 team.
It's unbelievable. To your point, it's different guys, different years.
Yeah.
And how many of those wins came down to the two-point conversions?
That's what I'm saying.
Can't get one, stop one,
Kyle,
one back.
Note.
Yes.
One note. The Detroit Lions went 4-0 in the preseason.
Did you know that?
In 2007, and then went on to lose every single game. Preseason games, I don't know.
Yeah, but look how good the Ravens are in the regular season.
That's true.
Peter, don't you dare invalidate Ramondre Stevenson or whatever his name is. You're going to have your Randy Moss. I'm taking Rin Renner every time. Ravens, dynasty. Preseason dynasty. I am so impressed. Go get them.
Crab cakes of football.
That's it, baby.
I love it. Great job by Kyle there. A deep dive into the Ravens.